Hello, all you beautiful people out there, and welcome to my channel. Just thought I'd hop on and do a little live stream. I probably am going to get one edited video out this week. I am working on it. A couple of channel announcements. My brother and one of my nieces is coming to see us clear from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So clear from the other side of the country. And I think they're coming on the 11th. Somewhere around in there. And then they're going to stay about a week. So, don't expect much content from me during that time, because obviously I hold family as most important. And so, anyway, I really, came on here and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? Because I don't really have a plan, but I mean, hell, on my live streams, I usually don't have a plan, right? So I just wing it. All right. So I am an atheist, and on YouTube, I have no problem telling people I'm an atheist. And if people want to come to my channel, they're welcome to do so, but they got to keep in mind I'm an atheist. So I don't mind saying fuck and shit and all that other kind of curse words that Christians don't like to hear. Hey, deconverted. And so, so sometimes I get, well, what kind of an atheist am I? Fair question. I'm what's called an agnostic atheist. And that's basically, I don't know if there is a God. I'm fine, deconverted. How are you? But I don't believe there is one because I don't see evidence for one. That's my position on God. Now, there are some gods that I do know do not exist. The Christian God, for one, does not exist. Logically impossible for that God to exist. And I explained that on my channel numerous times. You're just going to have to, go through my channel and see. So, all right. So the second question that I want to answer is, hey, Mark. Hey, scapegoat. So, all right. So if I'm an agnostic atheist, why do I have a religion channel, number one? And number two, why do I quote unquote attack Christianity? So let's get into why I have a religion channel to start with. Okay, well, I have a religion channel because I'm just interested in the topic. Everything from how we got religion to individual religions, and I really don't have a problem with other religions, but I do have a problem with Christianity. So that's the second question, all right, why do I have a problem with Christianity? Well, because number one, it ruined my life. Okay. Number two, I live in fucking America and it's ruining America. And America is supposed to have a separation of fucking church and state. And right now that is not happening because the fucking idiots are in office right now. And anyway, where does life come from, Mark? Hey, Junk Shop. I'm sure you know my beliefs about this, but the best evidence we have of where life came from right now is the RNA world first hypothesis, or the RNA first world hypothesis, however you want to phrase that. That's the best hypothesis we have right now. And it's fine with me that we do not have a theory right now. And people, if Christians are coming onto this live stream now when I'm live or even later, just because we don't have a theory about abiogenesis, hey Ariam, doesn't mean that we don't have an idea. I haven't seen you on here before, Arlem or Ariam. Hey, Apollo. So basically, my answer to that question is I don't know. I have no fucking clue. Does that mean there's a God? No. Just because we don't have an answer yet doesn't mean that we can put God in there. That's called God of the Gaps. Oh, okay. And, basically what God is, aside from being a byproduct of our brains, God basically is a place marker, basically a placeholder, because when we didn't know who made thunder, we thought it was Thor. When we didn't know who made lightning, it was Zeus, or what, rather. Okay? So, hey, Cryptomania. So, and then we got the answers to those questions. And now we don't need a God to explain where thunder and lightning come from. Why would it be any different with life or the universe or whatever? Okay. Thank you, Mark. So God is just like a placeholder, right? We don't know, therefore God. That's not a way to do things. I mean, if you're not curious in the least, go ahead. I don't give a shit. But if you're curious, you really should find out this shit for yourself. And so yeah, I take science over religion any day of the week because science actually has answers. Maybe not all the answers, but more answers than just God done it and we don't care about anything else. So we're just gonna be ignorant for the rest of our lives. Now, yeah, and that's another thing, Mark. Christians misappropriate entropy all the fucking time. Okay? Entropy is not the state of the universe from order to disorder. That's not what entropy is. All entropy is the decline in the ability to do work. That's all entropy is. Has nothing to do with order and disorder. So get your fucking definitions right, Christians. Thanks, scapegoat. Yeah, Paul's a fucking idiot. Always has been, always will be. And, we'll get to him when we get to the New Testament, but, he's a fucking idiot. And I don't know why people follow him. Because, basically, Christianity is basically Paulism. They don't really follow Jesus. They follow Paul. That's basically what it is. Seriously. Honestly, I don't really think they give a fuck about Jesus. They say they do. Oh, Jesus died for our sins and blah, 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 blah. But they follow Paul. And so that really, that really pisses me off too. And anyway, so I don't hate the Christian God, okay? I don't believe the Christian God exists. You can't hate something you don't believe exists. That's just the way things are. When you're watching a movie and you're in the movie universe, you can. Like, when you're watching Harry Potter and Voldemort comes on the scene, you're like, oh God, I fucking hate Voldemort. But that's just when you're in the universe of Harry Potter, right? And then when you get out of the Harry Potter universe, you go back to your daily life. And so anyway, and most people uh, know my feelings about Jesus. Hey, Paul, you know, I'm you know, I'm non-committal on whether Jesus existed or not. You know, obviously the Jesus of the Bible didn't exist. He didn't walk on water. He didn't turn water into wine. He wasn't born of a virgin and all this shit. I mean, that's just crazy crap, you know. Um, that's just nonsense. But in way of, was there a Messiah figure running around in that time named Jesus? I'll grant you that there probably was. In fact, I'll even grant you there probably were a few Messiah figures running around at that time named Jesus. Because let's face it, there were a lot of Messiah figures running around at that time. And what are the chances that a few of them are going to be named Jesus? So, you know, um, well, Mark, I don't know about that. I mean, we got some con artists today that could give him a run for his money, but he is up there. I will grant you that. And so anyway, um, so yeah, there could have been a Messiah figure running around because, like I said, there were a lot of Messiah figures running around at this time. And Yeshua was a very popular name. Therefore, a few Messiah figures running around named Yeshua wouldn't surprise me at all. Does it mean the Jesus of the Bible existed? Fuck no. Fuck no. So, you know, um, you've got um, you've got these things, you know. I mean, and I proved in the Hezekiah story, I proved that the Christians are just taking shit out of context and applying it to their Messiah figure, Jesus, when it had nothing to do with Jesus. I mean, it just didn't. Come on. It doesn't take a genius to figure this shit out, you know? I mean, it just doesn't. So, um, it does take somebody with an open mind, though. And, you know, if you don't have an open mind, then seriously, what are you doing here? Yeah, exactly, scapegoat, exactly. I mean, Messiah figures were nothing. Absolutely nothing, you know? And that's why there were a lot of crucifixions at that time. I mean, they literally, crucifixions were a dime a dozen. Hey, blessed be he. Crucifixions were literally a dime a dozen at this time. So yeah, I mean, a Messiah figure named Yeshua that was crucified by the Romans, yeah, definitely could have happened. Especially if he was running around making trouble for the Romans. The Romans didn't put up with that shit. I mean, let's just face it, they didn't. You know, I mean, if you wanted to ingratiate yourself to the Romans, don't fucking go around saying, you know, you're the Messiah and you're going to free the Jewish people from the Romans. I mean, that is not the way to do it, you know. But anyway, hey, Maryann. So, at any rate, you know, I mean, they knew these Messiah figures, you know, they knew they were probably going to get crucified. That's how the Romans dealt with these people, you know. And, um, yeah, scapegoat. Um, a scapegoat is, it's probably because, number one, the, New Testament was written in Greek, and number two, they wanted to highlight the uniqueness of Jesus. But yeah, I mean, come on, get with the program, people. So anyway, so when you really, really dig down into what Scripture says, you learn it doesn't say what the Christians say, you know? And they say they want you to read your Bible, but come on. They only want you to read your Bible with rose tinted glasses, specifically the rose tinted glasses that your preacher has put on you. Ah, blessed be he. No, I won't. No, I won't. You know why? Because your God doesn't exist. That's why. And even if he did, I wouldn't worship him. So, you know, I don't care. I had a hard life as a Christian. So, you know, at any rate, yeah. Um, so anyway, all right, let's see. So I do live in Oregon, which in, hey Hans. Yeah, me too, Maryann. So I don't I talked about my journey away from faith, you know, in other videos, and I'm not going to recap here because, I mean, come on, you can see you can watch those videos. Um, but, you know, you really find out what kind of shit the Bible really is when you start taking archaeology classes. And that was my minor in college. I was a psychology major with a minor in anthropology. So anthropology was my minor, and I chose to load up with a bunch of archaeology classes. Hey, Nevermore. So uh you really find that it's just a bunch of shit when you take archaeology. And you know, I mean, because most of the Bible was post dated, which means Israel didn't even exist at the time that a lot of the Bible was written. I mean, Israel didn't exist until at at the very earliest, at the very earliest, the 11th century BCE. I don't know, Mark. I really don't. I have no idea, deconverted man. I mean, look at the cons that are still going on. Look at the frauds that are still going on. You know, you got these idiot anti-vaxxers that aren't taking the vaccine because they think Jesus is going to protect them and all that shit, you know. What the atheists live for, blessed be he, it's different for all of us. We don't have one thing we live for. We live for different things. Our lives have different meanings depending upon um, our lives have different meanings depending upon why we live our lives. Atheists don't have one meaning in life. I mean, we just don't. That is not allowed on my channel, blessed be he. If you want to spread lies about vaccines, go spread them somewhere else. I will not tolerate that on my channel. You're welcome to be here, but that is something I don't tolerate. So, I think I'm going to open up the floor for questions now. Anybody got questions? Oh yeah, Maryann. I've got cats. And my dad, I take care of my dad, you know, and I got my cats. No, Maryann, I did it. I did it. Yeah. But if you see that shit, Maryann, just block it. like put them in timeout, basically. You know, don't or hide the comment. Don't kick them out. Just put them in timeout. So anyway, Maryann, I don't know. 2017 maybe. What do you mean deconverted, man? You'll have to elaborate on that one. Yeah, I'm recently turned atheist, which is probably why I still hate Christianity. I don't hate Christians. I just hate Christianity. And there is a difference. Thanks, deconverted. A lot of people like my abrasive, especially in my live streams, because my edited videos are not abrasive at all. But especially when I go on like open rooms, people like my abrasiveness. And hey, I just tell it like it is. I just tell it like it is. And if you don't like that, fuck you. Yeah, he's fine with it, Maryann. He's fine with it. He's cool with it. And it's just, you've got so many there are so many things that can give atheists meaning in life. It doesn't have to be God. I mean, what does God really do for you anyway? Nothing. Is he going to protect you from getting sick? Nope. Why do Christians go to doctors anyway? I mean, hell, if they think God is going to cure them, why the hell do they go to doctors? It's the fucking doctor that cures you, you asshole. Not God. I mean, there are plenty of doctors out there who are Christians. But, I can imagine doctors that aren't Christians or even, religious. When somebody says, thank God, they're like, what? I'm sure they're just like, what did God do for you? You came to me. I'm the one that fucking gave you the pills. Blessed be he. Do you mean a born again? If you mean a born again, yes, I was. Yeah, or Coyote, or Coyote from Least Favorite Bible Story. Yeah, that's one of my least favorite Bible stories about the ark, keep him from falling, and then he was struck dead. Um, that's one of them. I guess my most unfavorite Bible story would be God sticking bears on children to maul them to death after making fun of a bald guy. Like, they're kids, you idiot. What do you think kids do? They're gonna make fun of bald guys. I mean, Jesus, that's. I mean, not that the story was true, but really, I mean, come on. Seriously, this is how you choose to portray your God? Anyway, um, Hans, I would love to live in a country like that. Yeah, I like werewolves, Maryann. I have to say, I do like werewolves. And, there's a fictional series I read by Patricia Briggs. It's about a girl who's a walker. They call them walkers. Um, she's like Native American, and Coyote, the god Coyote, came to her mother and had sex with her mother, and from that union, Mercy was born, and Mercy's a girl in the book, and she's a walker, and they're different than werewolves. Um, it'll make sense if you read the series. Um, so anyway, now there are in myth, in Native American myth, there are walkers, but they're not like Mercy is in the book, you know. Um, yeah, blessed be he. If he wants us to suck his dick, he's gonna have to come show us his goddamn fucking face first. And then I'd probably still wouldn't suck his dick, even if he did that. Because he's just awful. And what if when you die you figure out it's not the real God anyway? What if you die and you figure out there is no God? Or you figure out that the Muslim God is real. And, then you go to Muslim hell because you didn't believe in the Muslim God. I mean, shit, there are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of gods. Get off of your fucking idiotic God already. Actually, blessed be he. My metal is strong because you know what? I got a titanium rod in my femur that hasn't bent or broken yet. So thank you very much. My metal is strong. No more. Are you talking about Santa Morte? I believe that's what you're. I believe that's who you're talking about, Santa Morte. So anyway, any more questions? They don't have to be about my deconversion or anything like that. Okay. She does mean Santa Morte. Thank you. Mark, do you want one? I'll give you one, but I don't think I can give you one on stream. No, Maryann, I have not always lived in the Pacific Northwest. I used to live in the South. Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, back to Alabama, and now, um, and now I'm in Oregon, and I've been here a few years. So, uh, yeah. Mark can be a moderator if he wants to be. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I trust Mark. You know, he's a good guy. You know, I only wrench people that I trust. So, you know,
what Bible do you
it's
read?
like
How do you know it?
I was trying to mute that and I didn't get to it in time. That was not me. I don't. I read the New International Version on my channel, you idiot. That's about it. Oh, I don't read it just to read it. Fuck that. So anyway, yeah. Uh so Mark, I'm gonna have to do it later. Because I can't get into my how I mod people right now. So I'll have to do it later, but I will give you one. Um, and like I said, I only rinse people like that. Was my dad. He dropped something. Hang on. Goddamn YouTube froze. And I can't get over to the live stream right now to take any of your questions. So, you know, anyway, all right. Um, so yeah, I grew up as a fundamentalist Christian, and I think probably, well, my dad was definitely more open minded than my mom, but I think my dad was more open minded because he was in the military and he went places that didn't have Christianity, places like, Japan and, Iceland and, you know, those places. And, you know, um, so he was more easygoing than my mom was. God damn it. This thing is frozen. Hey, what the fuck is wrong with it? Anyway, so yeah, so my dad was a lot more easygoing than my mom in way of religion, and you know, uh, my mom was just like, I don't know. I Okay, Mark. I'll do it later, but I'll definitely do it. Okay, bye, deconverted man. Blessed be he. We don't believe your book. That's the point. We don't accept your fucking book. Say something original for once. All right. Do I have any more questions? Lisa, if you could travel back in time, where would you go? Hmm. It's an interesting question. I don't know. Sometime in pre-Christian Europe, maybe. Um. Actually, deconverted man, Christians are like that too. They're just robots with a script, you know. You get them off their script and they've got nothing to say. They're just bubbling idiots if you get them off their script. So they gotta stay on their script. Anyway, sorry I don't have more videos out for you this week. I do have a bit of a sore throat. Um, and I guess a lot of it, well, no, not a lot of it, but I've had a sore throat for a while. But I have had to yell at some people um, for over talking me on open rooms, and you know, like, shut the fuck up and let me talk. You know, because that's the only way I can shut them up. You know. Actually, blessed be He, we don't, because we are not homogenous. We're individuals, and you have to take us as individuals. And if you don't take us as individuals, fuck you. So, anyway, like I said, I just wanted to come on and, fuck around and be with my friends and, all that. We don't have to prove Jesus is a myth. You have to prove he actually existed. You have the positive claim. You have burden of proof. We've been through this. Okay. If I were alone and could only bring 3 things on an island, what would I bring? You got some good questions, Maryann. Um, well, I wouldn't bring clothes because I'm alone, right? Why would I need clothes if I'm alone? I'll just run around butt naked. And if I get rescued, I'll just put on the clothes I had. I mean, there you go. So, don't need any clothes. Um, I'd probably bring at least one book, although I'd get very bored of reading just one book over and over again. Probably a tool of some kind. Uh, like, an axe or something. Um, just in case I have to um, get food from the trees or something. Um, oh, Arlen, maybe. I mean, it might work. It might work. And I don't know what else. Um, Probably a blanket or two, or the heaviest blanket I can find. Let's put it that way. Uh, because sometimes it gets cold, and especially if I'm running around naked, I don't want to be cold too. So, you know. So yeah. Um, I mean that's anyway. Blessed be He. It's nice talking to you. I was hoping Otangelo would come by, but he might be off the internet right now. You know, Otangelo, Otangelo, Otangelo. He's our little Beetlejuice. He's the internet Beetlejuice. Say his name 3 times and he just pops up. You know. If I could meet one person, dead or alive, who would it be? I'd have to say the Dalai Lama, the current Dalai Lama, because I have great respect for him, even though I'm not a Buddhist. Um, but yeah, I mean, I do have great respect for the Dalai Lama because he's leading a nation that's in exile. And that's pretty hard to do, you know. Um, so anyway, uh, yeah. So I think I'm gonna go, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Links in the description to become a member. There's a join link. There's also a Teespring store. Blood for the Blood God. That's one of my t-shirts, as well as other things that I have on the Teespring store. So go check it out. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.